Hey YouTubers, this is your boy Amari Points here, bringing you the latest movie review. Today I'm doing my latest movie review on Shazam. I guess I don't turn into a superhero. I guess when I don't turn into a superhero when I say that word then. Yes, but the story is about Billy Batson, who is a foster kid who's been going home to home, and he's still trying to find his mom. But he ends up in a foster home with a loving family, and he later on in the movie gets these powers from a powerful wizard by the name of Shazam, and it transforms Batson into this really adult superhero who still has the mind of a kid, which is pretty cool. And also, he has to fight evil supervillain and the seven deadly sins. We all know them. We've seen them in Full Metal Alchemist. I know most of you all have seen them. And let me tell you, this movie was actually phenomenal. The DC Cinematic Universe actually stepped up their game. Now that Aquaman was a success, we finally get another successful movie in the DCEU. And let me tell you, Zachary Levi as the adult version of Shazam is just perfect. He really fits this. He really fits this role. Zachary, I don't know if you're gonna watch this or not, but great job. Again, amazing job with this character. I loved this movie, and I loved how you portrayed a superhero and played a kid stuck in a grown man's body, which is great. All in all, the rest of the cast, they did great as Billy Batson's new family, and I know for a fact that I cannot wait to see the sequel to Shazam and see if he'll have a huge role in the Justice League if it gets a sequel. I'm hoping it does get a sequel because we need a really good sequel to Justice League. Also, what I can tell you is that his family, one of the members in his family is just like a huge superhero nerd, and he helps him test his powers and everything, which is pretty great. And one thing I learned about this movie is that family doesn't have to be blood related or someone in your family. It can also be some friends who treat you like family, or anyone you see as family. That's the one thing I learned from this movie, which is great. The CGI, everything, it still needs some work, along with Mark Strong's character as the villain. Mark Strong's character, him as the villain was pretty good, but I think it still needs some work here and there, along with the seven deadly sins. They kind of didn't move their mouths throughout the whole movie. They were using telepathy to communicate with him, which is kind of dull and boring. I thought that could have been more better. I thought it would have been nice to see them as humans and all that, because we all know the seven deadly sins and all that. I'm not going to name all of them because that will take forever. But all in all, the battle in this movie, the superhero battles in this movie, it was it's again, the superhero battle in this movie, that needs some works. That needed a little bit of work, because I didn't really get into the battle like I wanted to in a superhero movie. Aquaman, I was really into that, but with Shazam, I didn't really feel it. I thought, don't get me wrong, the movie itself was pretty great, but there were some points of superhero battles that I thought was kind of weak and needed some improvement. And Asher Fisher as young Billy Batson, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, forgive me. he was great as well. I loved him seeing him as young Billy Batson, who kind of like is a loner at first. He's a loner at first, but when he, honest to God, when he uh, when he goes into his foster home and starts like being around this new family, he realizes he's not alone. He has his family to be there for him when things get really, really tough. And and that's something that's something I think we really can learn from the movie. Again, sorry about all the noise in the background, guys. And also, and on to the positives and negatives. On to the positives and negatives. The positives. The entire cast in this movie, was perfect. I loved it. I just loved how they all performed. You could really tell that acting was spot on perfect. You could tell that they were putting their hearts and soul into their characters, literally putting their effort into it. Also, another positive is, again, Zachary Levi as Shazam, aka Billy Batson. The dude knows how to play a really badass superhero. I am looking forward to seeing him in the sequel. And if there's a possible Justice League sequel, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of role he'll play in the Justice League as well. Zachary is definitely a good choice for Shazam. I am glad Warner Brothers made him this character, because he really is this superhero in a way. He knows how to act like a kid when he wants to, which is great. Zachary, again, great job. I am looking forward to seeing you in the sequel, buddy. And another positive is that the story plot was spot on, and all of the characters as well. I love this origin story for Billy Batson, because it kind of shows like how he doesn't really fit anywhere, but when he reaches his foster family, he realizes he's not alone. He has family that loves him and will always be there for him. And on to the negatives. The first negative, definitely the first negative, is Mark Strong's character as the villain. You kind of can relate to his story about how he was just treated like dirt by his own family, but I felt like some of parts of his character were kind of weak, especially with the 7 deadly sins coming out of like his eye. Sorry if I'm spoiling it for you, but I think his character needed some more improvement. If they can do that, if he can get some more improvement, possibly in the sequel, I'll be okay with that. And another negative is the battles. It's the superhero battle. The superhero battle was kind of weak. I thought it was going to be more exciting, like being on the edge of my seat kind of exciting. But again, it wasn't. I'm getting back to the point with Aquaman. That battle between his Arthur and his brother Orm, that was something that was really epic. I enjoyed that battle. But with this one, you kind of felt like you were going to fall asleep on it. You really did. I think that Shazam battle, the superhero and supervillain battle, could have been more improved. It could have been more improved and just well, make it more epic and exciting. But who knows? Maybe in the sequel, Shazam will have a more better battle in in the second movie. Another thing, another negative is that, well, I thought that the CGI was kind of weak at first. It kind of still is. I just didn't really enjoy it. I thought maybe it was going to be more exciting and improvements, but hopefully in a sequel, it'll be, the CGI will be more better and exciting. Again, I just thought, but don't get me wrong, the rest of the movie was just great. It's just the CGI didn't really suit well with me. I really wanted the CGI to be perfect and spot on. But again, maybe in the sequel it'll be more exciting. And that's it for my positives and negatives. And on to the rating. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Okay. I give Shazam a solid A. An A. Because I loved how they told the origin story for Billy Batson and how he became a superhero. And also the 2 post-credit scenes that are after the movie. You guys stick around for those 2 post-credit scenes. It will connect straight to the sequel, and you'll see why it does. Trust me, you'll be blown away to see how it connects to the sequel. Another thing, Ashton Fisher, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, dude, and aka Billy Batson, he really is a talented actor in this movie. You could tell he was playing the role of Billy Batson. You could feel his emotion and just talented acting when he plays this character. And the rest of the cast, like I said, they were phenomenal. I really loved them, and I hope they come back in the sequel. And I'm excited to see what role they'll have. And that's it for my movie review. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with everyone you know. And press the little notification bell at the bottom of my video to get notified when my next movie review is going to be. And be sure to follow me on the Stardust app at Amari106 for my latest movie/trailer reaction. Take care and God bless. Peace.